Growing controversy over whether or not to police fake news stories on social media platforms like Facebook. In the aftermath of the election, employees there are now reportedly taking on CEO Mark Zuckerberg over this very issue. NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer is at Facebook headquarters in Menlo Park, California, with more on that. Miguel, good morning to you.
Hey, Matt, good morning. It's believed more than 60% of Americans get their news from social media websites, and Facebook is the world's most powerful social media platform. But now the company's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, is reportedly under fire within the company for not doing enough to take fake news stories off the site.
The headlines are as shocking as they are fake. ISIS oil king paid off Hillary Clinton. Pope Francis endorses Trump. Now growing concern these fake stories may have had real influence on voters. Google announced it's taking steps to ban fake news stories from its site. The company telling the BBC.
From our perspective, there should just be no situation in which fake news gets distributed.
Facebook clarified it already prohibits ads, saying, "Our team will continue to closely vet all prospective publishers and monitor existing ones." But just days ago, CEO Mark Zuckerberg said he didn't want the company to become the arbiter of truth and downplay the influence of fake news.
The idea that fake news on Facebook, of which it's a very small amount of the content, influence the election in any way, I think is a pretty crazy idea.
There's a lot of skepticism among Facebook employees that the top sort of echelons of the company are taking this seriously.
Now BuzzFeed, partially owned by our parent company, NBC Universal, is reporting the existence of a secret renegade task force of Facebook employees. BuzzFeed spoke to 5 of them. They believe the company is only paying lip service to the problem.
When you mark something for nudity or for violence and it's taken down almost immediately, Facebook hasn't applied that same sort of rigorous standard to fake news.
While Facebook had no comment about the existence of a task force, Hillary Clinton's campaign is lashing out against the site. Her chief digital strategist, Teddy Goff, telling Politico they blame Facebook for enabling the spread of misinformation, saying they saw 0% chance Facebook was going to be compliant or work with us during the election. There were fake news stories against Trump as well. Asked for comment, his campaign did not respond.
You don't want to move down the slippery slope of deciding what's false versus what's an opinion versus what is sarcasm versus what is parody.
BuzzFeed says its sources inside Facebook have not told them how they're going to get rid of those fake news headlines. Meantime, websites like Twitter and Google are also dealing with similar problems.